Welcome again. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 21 gives us another very powerful point that will make us to be vessels of honor. The Bible says, if a man therefore purge himself from this, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for master's use, and prepared unto every good work. For you to be a vessel of honor, you must be useful. You are prepared for master's use. You must be useful. You must be worthy for the master's use. You have to come to a place where you need to understand that the greatest and the most important thing that can happen in your life is to be at a level where you can be used by God. It's a great privilege. Having all these talents and having all these things is not the greatest thing. Being at a place where God says you are usable is the greatest privilege you can have. You need to be at a place where you are needed, you are profitable. Being useful is a honorable thing. Paul speaks and he tells us about a man called Onesimus. So he writes in Philemon chapter 1 verse 11, and he says, formerly he was useless to you, his son Onesimus. He speaks about him and he says, formerly he was useless to you, but now has become useful both to you and to me. In other words, there is a level in your life. If you're not careful, you live a life of being useless, not needed, not profitable, not wanted, not useful, not being in a place where you can bring any profit. So Onesimus was such a person until he started interacting with Paul, and Paul raised him to become a useful person. So we have useless people and we have useful people. Like 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 11, the Bible says, only Luke is with me. Get Mark and bring him with you, for he is useful to me. Now you see, he speaks about Mark. He says he's useful to me. You have to be at a place where you are useful. For you to be a vessel of honor, be useful. You must be a vessel that is useful. How do you become a vessel that is useful? Make sure you're not selfish, because you carry something. The content inside is not yours. The content inside has been put in you by God. So don't hide it from people. Don't be selfish. Don't refuse to share it. I've seen people who refuse to share their talents. They've refused to share what God has given unto them. And when you do that, you become selfish. Selfishness will not make you a vessel of honor. Also understand you have to be at the position that Master has placed you. If you find a vessel has changed position, for example, the Master prefers it to be on the shelf, and then every time he comes to the shelf to get it, it is not at the shelf. It has gone somewhere else. That vessel will not become honorable. Be at the position that the Master has placed you to be. Stick to it. The other way that you need to be useful, be relevant. Make sure you're relevant. Don't be outdated. Don't be a cake. Anytime you're needed, make sure you deliver in a way that is useful and will glorify the Master. Be relevant. Sometimes it will take you to upgrade a little bit to make sure you are at par with the things that are moving on, how things are. So be relevant. Make sure you're relevant. And then lastly for today, for you to be useful, you have to be obedient. Obedience is very important. If the Master wants you to perform something, be obedient. Don't change it. That is what makes you to be a vessel of honor. Make sure you are obedient, and God is going to bless you as you continue being a vessel of honor.